Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family. And today I'll be talking about Harry and Meghan and what's true and what's not true. There's an awful lot going around that at the TILLMAN Awards, Del Toro tells Harry that everyone just sees you as a puppet in a plan. This was in front of veterans at the ESPY Awards. There's no video of this. There was a video of it that's disappeared. It's not in any of the mainstream media. Also, the actual original video could be CGI. It's very difficult nowadays to know what's fake and what's real. I haven't seen this anywhere else, and the video that I watched has disappeared, and I somehow think that that was not a genuine video. Also, there's been an awful lot of talk about Harry receiving electric shocks from Meghan during the Oprah interview, and that she's used it at other times where she has a buzzer and gives him a small electric shock so that he knows when he can speak or not speak. A lot of people have found this quite unbelievable, but I do believe that this could be true because they use this sort of thing in Hollywood. If an actor is elderly or forgetful, they will have a buzzer rigged up so that they give them this small shock to help them remember their lines or when they need to say something. So this, I think, there could be some truth in. This was in the National Enquirer. It was very much shock horror, Harry being given electric shocks by Meghan, and it's not as dramatic as it seems. It's quite a commonly used thing. The thing is, I think that it might have been brought up, and this so-called source, and we know where the sources come from, don't we, has brought this up now, years later, as a way to cover up the fact that they've been regularly seen with wires sticking out of their clothing or under their clothing, which concerned the royal family, and because they believed that they were recording all the conversations, which I think they were, and still would if they could. So this has obviously been put out there as a sort of smokescreen to convince people that it's been Harry's electric shock treatment all along. As far as Harry and the veterans are concerned, I don't think they are supporting him. I think they are tolerating him. And I think the truth is coming out about how they feel about him. Although I do believe that this veteran probably didn't say that in so many words to Harry. Some more news which I think is likely true, and that is that Meghan's getting ready to drop a big bombshell that she's been saving on the royal family for her memoirs. And while I don't think it's her, I think it's those that are in control of this whole circus are saving Meghan for some big bombshell, some big impactful thing that will obviously distract at the right time from all the rest that's going on in the world. And as far as the latest talk about Harry being shown something after the Queen's funeral that upset him and caused a massive fight between him and Meghan, it was said that people that were there from Netflix were trying to get enough footage for their docuseries. And it's not true that it was then that they started living separately. They've been living separately for years. And what you see now is not anywhere near what is actual reality. And the reason they look miserable at the funeral is because they were meant to. It was all part of it. And the alleged rumour that Meghan was unsteady on her feet and smelling strongly of alcohol and cigarettes is true. It wasn't a rumour, that was true. More than one witness who could testify to that, and that was the reason that Catherine, not just the fact that they were there, and especially Meghan trying to put on this image of grief-stricken royal family member, Catherine was deeply offended by the fact that she was there, but even more so the fact that she'd obviously been drinking, or she'd had so much the night before that she was still smelling of it and still unsteady that morning. And one thing which I think is reality, and that is that Harry is almost totally bald now. All the jokes and snide remarks he made about Prince William, and now Harry has gone almost totally bald on top. I have some information from someone who was at the ESPY Awards. They mentioned that a number of veterans and their families were invited to be part of the audience and sat together. And this person says that it felt like the three presenters from Invictus immediately shielded Harry from criticism, and that as soon as they came on stage, everyone stood up to cheer. They mentioned that no one was going to boo nor criticise him with them on stage because it would have not looked good, and that they believe that they're sure he knew and planned that, because when he was finally called on stage, everyone was standing to be respectful because it was expected. They said that the speech had some beautiful words and that he was trying to convey a message of unity, but that it didn't actually feel genuine, but was obviously written to make him appear to be a humble humanitarian. And it was obvious that he had a lot of help with it. This person says that it felt as though they were being lectured at the end, and that if he truly believed that the award belonged to the competitors, he would have declined it. Harry and his wife apparently went backstage afterwards, probably to take pictures, and this person mentions that although their veteran group gets a shout out from the entertainer and everyone is cheering, Meghan doesn't even acknowledge them. She kept walking. Also, they left about 30 minutes before the show ended, with Meghan obviously hands all over Harry, controlling him. One thing I have been told is that although they live apart and they're coming together just for these performances, Harry and Meghan cannot bear to be with each other. So whoever happens to be playing whichever part that day, they are getting really fed up with having to be together for these performances. That, I think, is obvious to see when you see them and you see these shows that they're putting on. Meghan still has enough of the failed actress in her to be able to continue it just for a short period of time, but Harry is totally over it, cannot bear her hands on him. Yes, it shows now. So let me have your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.